So I'm here with Alistair Forbes, the General Manager of GFI Max, and we're at the home of English Rugby, Twickenham Stadium, for the GFI Max European Conference. How do you feel the conference has gone? Are you pleased with it? And what's the difference between last year's conference and this year's conference?
Absolutely. I and the whole team have been absolutely delighted with the way the conference has gone. There were a number of things that we picked up from feedback from last time around that we've tried to implement this year, and I think that's made a big difference. One of the hallmarks of this year's event, I think, has been the level of interaction between the participants. So we deliberately built in some more time into the schedule to allow that interaction to happen. And I think, in addition to what people get out of the sessions, that informal interaction has been a really big part of this conference, and a lot of people have come up to me and said that they found that to be really valuable for them. So, yeah, I think from our perspective it's been great, and hopefully for all of our customers it's been a valuable couple of days for them as well.
I think so. There's been positive feedback. Now, you've just delivered a really good session on the future trends for the IT channel. Could you give us a quick synopsis of what you passed there?
Absolutely, yes. So there were a number of trends that we think are driving the market and therefore driving the way that we're developing our Max product line. And the key trends that I was trying to pick out were, first of all, the increasing diversity of platforms that people have to support. We've gone from what has been a very Windows-centric world in the SMB to a much more heterogeneous environment, and that's been what's driving us to introduce additional platform support for Linux and for Macintosh. The emergence of the cloud is obviously still a very strong driving force in the industry. The technology that people are going to require to support that is going to be different. One of the messages I was trying to get across to everybody was that they need to start becoming educated and becoming informed about it so they can have an educated conversation with their customers about it, because they are going to get questions and they need to be in a good position to be able to answer those questions and recommend to their customers what's going to be appropriate for them going forward. The third one was the increasing prevalence of mobile devices. The statistic I quoted there was that last year, 2011, was the year in which smartphone shipments outshipped all other competing devices combined. It's not a surprise to anybody, but the impact of that is going to be huge. The final one that we touched on was the ever-increasing threats around security. So the number of new malware samples increases every year. The nature of the threats is changing, so people need to make sure they've got all the tools in place to be able to protect their customer systems against that. And the final message I was trying to get across was to say that as far as MSPs are concerned, the approach that we recommend that they take is to try and put together service packages as opposed to just trying to sell features. I think in terms of being able to demonstrate to their customers their understanding of their business needs, putting that together in a service package that they can offer, and having one conversation with their customers about that as opposed to going back every few weeks to say, and another thing, and another thing. It's all about giving them a cohesive service that works for them and that takes all the headache and the pain away from them.
Great advice. Alistair, thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Richard. Cheers.